friends, it's author Joe Holt. We're back. We are back. It is Sunday Fireside Chats with author Joe Holt. My special guest this evening is one fatty B53. Say aloha, friend.
What's going on, guys? It's Fatty B53 here, as you said. It's good to be here, Joe. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, friend. And so you guys might actually not recognize this guy. He does have a wig he likes to wear, but we thought just for the Q&A tonight, we're going to try, this is about making it more personal and getting to know your favorite streamers on a real level. So he decided to go without. So don't worry, he will have that back on. And by the way, I feel like a bum right now because underneath your face, it says so smooth. But that's because we just did that, and I apologize, my friend. Hold on, guys. This is not so smooth.
It's got a lot to do with the fact that I'm super smooth. Yeah, you just left it there because I am pretty smooth.
He is
that's actually
smooth.
Not my name.
Yeah, and I was distracted by the beauty. I never got to see his face so cleanly before. All right, there we go. Wait, that's I'm gonna put an uppercase F on here. That way, it's easy to read. With the lowercase f, it was a little unclear. So. Yeah, give us 30 seconds, friend. Yeah, it's so smooth says that's my twin. Brothers from another mother.
We look identical, so I mean, people thought we were doing the same stream over again. I can see why.
It's a good thing you're not wearing the same hat because we wouldn't even know. 53. Wait, oh shit, my dyslexic ass. Dude, okay, guys. Again, I'm a professional. Don't try this at home.
Fatty B35 just doesn't.
Dude, I know exactly who you are. I just hit my head a lot, man. This is the struggle is real. You guys, listen. You guys have streamed. Don't sweat me. Don't sweat me. No, I'm just playing. So we ask a number of generic questions to begin with. That way, everybody can kind of get to know all the streamers, just basically, and then we're going to go into whatever you want to talk about. So, first question I always ask is, how did you come up with your name?
All right, so. Fatty B53, man, it goes back to my high school nickname. So me and my brother's Chuck Bassam, I'm Chase Bassam. So we have very similar initials. Our initials are actually identical to each other. So the issue was people would be like, Seabass, and you didn't know who they were talking to. You didn't know if they were talking to me or they were talking to him. So what he did one day is I was always been bigger than him. He's not that he's not big, but I've always just been the biggest one in my family. So one day he was like, you know what? No. You're not Sea Bass anymore. You're Fat Bass. And somehow that got changed over to Fatty B throughout the years by way of not really shortening, but just changing. It turned into Fatty B, and I wore 53 as my football number in high school. So
nice.
Fatty B53 just kind of worked well together. It flows well, and it's something easy to remember. So.
Yeah, it is. It's a great name, and everybody calls you Fatty B, which they've known you for a minute. Would you be interested in sharing your real first name with people?
Oh, it's Chase. Yeah, Chase Bassam.
Chase. Well, not every, like we had one guy, Dylan, earlier was like, yeah, of course, of course my name's Dylan. I'm like, well, how would I know that? That's why we're here, buddy. So you're Chase, Fatty B53, Fatty Bass, number 53 football player. That's fantastic. All right, question 2. How long have you been streaming, and what got you into streaming?
So I started in February. I had just left a job and was waiting to start at Harley Davidson and knew it was going to be March. So I had to find something to fill the time. I had some friends that really pushed me towards it. One of them was a big Dr. Disrespect fan. I started watching a lot of Doc and just fell in love with the way Doc conducted himself as a streamer. He's just a super entertainer. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. And if people get a kick out of it, great. So I just kind of, I went out and got the stuff and I started it up. And within about 3 weeks, I had made affiliate on Twitch thanks to a group of guys from the UK that really, really pushed me and got me out there. So I was fortunate to do that. So I took a break from D-Live for a bit. And then, I made my way back after realizing that I didn't really like limiting myself to one platform, that I would prefer to go to a couple different platforms and just see which one takes off, and then maybe become an exclusive to one platform.
Sure. And do you have a specific style or a specific type of game that you like to play?
Not really. I'm a first person shooters are big for me. I really like RPGs. RPGs are fun just because I have the ability to interact with chat. You don't get that when you're playing Apex because I get so sweaty
Hmm.
in a game that you just kind of goes out the window. But yeah, I started playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on Friday when it came out, and I'll probably get back on it and possibly stream a little bit this evening. But yeah, I'm all around the spectrum. I probably would never really stream sports games. I do play them. I just don't. I don't know if people wanted to hear my analysis of football, maybe, but that'd be about it.
There's plenty of what are they? What John Madden? 362. Like what number are they on now? 75.
Yeah,
Like.
it goes by years, and then randomly they'll throw something in there that doesn't make any sense. Like
Mm,
Madden 25 for the 25th anniversary was in like 2014 or 15, and
okay.
everybody's like, "Wait a minute, that's not the right year." But
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I don't know how to keep track of that. So we're gonna get in a little bit into your person, you Chase. If you want to talk about family, if you're married, if you have kids, um, were you in the military? That's one question I have. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but whatever you want to talk about.
yeah, man. So basically, just I mean, it's easier to ask me questions. I'm terrible about talking about myself. I'm not very good at it. I do have a fiance. I'll start there. I do have a fiance that we've been together 3 years now, almost three and a half. Uh, so that's a pretty solid relationship I've got in my life. I have four beautiful cats that are not children, but they're my children. Uh, but as far as family goes, I've got a really good. I still have a good relationship with my mom and stuff. But I mean, I'm kind of been out on my own for a few years at this point, and
Hmm.
obviously I have a brother. I mentioned him earlier, but yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm just an average guy in his mid late 20s. Just hanging out, trying to figure out life.
Sure, sure, man. Shit. I'm 40. I'm still trying to figure it out. But that's what's great about D Lives. We can make new friends and we have this incredibly supportive community. And I've noticed you in a lot of streaming channels. I've had conversations with you some, but honestly, I just recognize your name because you're jumping all over and being super supportive of the other streamers. And by their popular demand and their request is how I found you and how we got you onto the show tonight.
Yeah, man, and those are some really good guys. D Zerks, LeJohn Brame, Sirius. I mean, all just super good dudes, and I'm happy to show those guys support. LeJohn Brame's one of those guys that you start talking to him and interacting with him, and you just instantly connect with the guy. He's an outstanding person, and D Zerks is kind of the same way. D Zerks is he's a really caring guy. He can come off uh, a bit abrasive at times, but he doesn't even hold a candle to me in that department. So if you can get past that part, he's great. I'm the one that's a little bit harder to put up with. I come off abrasive way more than I mean to.
Well, and that's why we do these Q&As. I mean, like Dzerks was on here earlier, Dylan, and we had a great conversation, and I didn't get any of that sort of heat or angst off of him at all that you're referring to. So that's one reason why I like to do this because people see us as streamers when we're gaming, and you get into it. You could, if especially these competitive games, and maybe you come across one particular way when really you're not that way at all. So this really humanizes us. These sort of
Yeah,
Dylan.
and I do love Dzerks. Don't get it twisted. He's just he's a pleasant pain in my ass. Is a good way to put it.
That's awesome. Well, we've gotten to interview Lejean Brames. We got to last week, which we're actually going to do another one. We had some technical difficulties. We got to interview D Zerks today. I mean, it's been a really great day, man. I've enjoyed it. So smooth. That's in here. We got to interview him today. I mean, it's just been. Aaron was on here. ABF4 TV. It's been an incredible day, man. Just meeting a lot of really solid people, and again, your name just kept coming up. So I don't have the experience watching your stream yet. I mean, I just got to follow you today. I don't know why I didn't follow earlier, but it's
Yeah, I mean, Well, don't don't go out of your way to watch my stream. It's not the it's terrifyingly terrible content, but some people just some people like to make repeated mistakes, so they come back and watch every so often.
Well, actually, that's a fine point to make, my friend, because like we're not like I stream because of the community, not because I want to play video games for people to see how terrible I am. You know, um, I am not a hardcore professional gamer. I'm just a dude who likes to chat. So that's obviously why people come around and visit you on the regulars because they just were friends.
Yeah, man, and I've been blessed. Dzerks kind of popped into my channel. My start on D Live was weird. I didn't really have a lot going for me. I didn't have a lot going on D Live. I was pretty much Twitch out the gate. And Dzerks just popped into my stream one day and started telling me, "Man, I really like your content. I think you're doing great things, man. Stay with it." He dropped some donos, but he took time out of his day to sit there and tell me, "Man, hey, I like what you're doing." He showed me a lot of love, and from that day forward, man, I've been a ride or die for Dzerks. If Dzerks needed me to do something, then that's what I do. If Team Prodigy started up, he asked me to come on and take over the esports division, and I was all in on that. Because he's the kind of guy that I can guide and how much he wants to help other people. And there's nothing. It's a completely unselfish goal. He just wants to help the community.
Yeah, and I've actually run into that with Lejean too. I mean that like Lejean and D Zerks, all these guys, like they've got huge hearts and they're good people, period. And the streaming is just kind of a secondary conversation we're having.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I can get I can get behind Dzerks as a person. If I like you as a person, the streaming and all that is secondary to who you are as a person. Everybody does this. It's fun. Me, I have a complete alter ego. The guy you're talking to now and the guy you'll see on stream are very different in that aspect. So
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I take who you are as a person over who you are as a streamer 100% of the time.
Sure, sure. And that's why we do these Q&As because we do, we're all unique individuals, but obviously being online, social media, it's good to have some sort of branding or unique thing that you do or say, right? So people can attach to that as a specific thing for you. So I like these Q&As because it humanizes us and we get to drop that facade at least for a moment and say, I mean, yeah, my name's Chase. I'm a normal dude. I like football. I like fishing. I've got kids. The struggle is real. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being around.
Yeah, I mean that's why I want to do one of these, man. I don't get a chance to interact with my chat on a personal level
Hmm.
uh, as much as another streamer would. Somebody who doesn't have that alter ego,
Mm-hmm.
and my alter ego is very egotistical. He's a very self centered person, and it's by design.
Mm-hmm.
It's intentional. I talk to my chat, but I don't want them to. I don't want them to feel like it's not that I love them. I'm very sarcastic. It's all in fun.
Sure.
So if you come in there and I say something or I say something to you and you don't take it the wrong way, and if you ever do, you can hit me in Discord. I'm Fatty B53 on Discord. Uh, you just holler at me on there and I'll get with you because I promise I don't mean to offend anyone. I don't mean to say anything out of the way. It's completely unintentional.
So again, I don't know this alter ego. So does it have a name?
The alter ego is Fatty B53, the All American. He's
Ah.
an All American guy. I hang out. I drink Natty Light. I won 3 Ultimate Frisbee tournaments back in the day. So, Doc may be a 2-time, but I'm a 3-time. So,
Oh my God, I'm loving that. I'm eating it up. So what is it, a mullet wig or what kind of wig do you got going?
yeah, it's a blonde mullet. I look like something straight out of the '80s. Like I'm about to ride a dirt bike down the road drinking a Natty Light with a pack of Marlboros.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
so
it's pretty
awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
It's funny too because I just started this American trucking simulator a couple days ago, and I can feel myself wanting to put on overalls and a straw hat and totally just get like a boomhauer, when I'm driving that truck.
Yes, sir. I mean, that game is actually much more fun to watch than I would have expected. Like I actually enjoyed watching you play.
Dude, isn't it wild? And I found that game because I was watching Banu Fong Jr., who's a British streamer, play the European Truck Simulator, and I was like, man, just looking out that windshield, watching him go down the road is super addicting. It's so mellow and like it's so easy to
You know,
watch that, you know.
watching you almost smash a car like 3 times a day was the highlight of the day.
Oh, you
So
must have missed
I got
where
legitimate adrenaline rush just watching you about to smash a car.
Did you see where I ran headfirst into a bus and totaled my truck?
No,
Oh,
I missed that. That happened a little bit before. That
oh,
happened a little bit before I had tuned in. But you told me, I did see where you made $2,000 for a 1,000 mile trip. That was pretty fantastic.
oh my God. $31,000 trip turned into $2,000 and $13,000 I had to pay to repair the truck.
Yeah,
The struggle is real, man. The struggle is real.
yeah, that was top notch content right there. And then watching you literally stop, pull off the road into a field, attempt to turn around, and what's sitting there? A cop.
Oh, dude, the whole time he just watched me. Oh my God. That's why I have the tickets turned off because, oh man, I'd never get through that game or make any money if I had the traffic citations on too.
Yeah, like what kind of ticket? What kind of ticket is that? Turning around in some shit that you're not supposed to turn around in. Like I need to understand the citation that you would be given there.
Well, it would be a number of things. Blocking a public motorway. There would be public endangerment. Yeah, it's a list. It's a laundry list. You would not, you would immediately lose your professional license to drive a big rig. That's what
Uh,
would
that,
happen.
that's a little too much. That's a little too stringent for me. The police need to just calm down on that
Well,
game, and you
well,
know.
it's you could just turn it off and they'll just watch you make bad decisions.
Oh yeah, I'd have to turn it off because I get enough tickets in real life, much less a video
Oh
game where
man,
there's
what
actually not any money coming out of my pocket.
one of my buddies I served in the Marine Corps with, when he got out, he started driving big rig professional and still is. He's been doing it for years. And when I told him I got this simulator game, he said, "Oh, you should start driving for real." And I'm like, "Dude, you you clearly haven't watched me play this game yet." And also brain damage. So no, like I'm not going to kill anybody in the video game. Lejean wants to know if your toothpick is part of your all American persona.
It is not, but it certainly looks like it. I mean, outside of the persona, I am actually still a bit of a redneck. Believe that or not, I actually still am.
Okay,
So
okay.
you gotta understand that it's not just it kind of comes natural because I consider myself to be an all American type of guy.
Well, I liked you were doing some acrobatic type work with the toothpick when we first started. I bouncing on your lip, all kinds of stuff. That's clearly practice.
Yeah, I put one in just about any time I go to restaurants. Just kind of it's part of it now.
What is LaShawn saying? Tell him lean to the left, and it'll look like he's wearing a flower in his hair. What?
I gotta go left. I see what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. I got to give it a second to catch up because the overlay's on your screen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Actually, you got a really nice swoosh going there.
Yeah, my hair looks pretty awful right
Oh
now.
yeah,
That's
I
perfect.
see what he's saying. Yeah, yeah, the overlay makes him look beautiful. Yeah, very luau Hawaiian of you, friend.
It looks great. It's fantastic.
I'm like FL camera, dude. You nailed it. He said just like a person who's good at a flight simulator is not a pilot.
Yeah, I
Na-
flew an F-16 jet on a simulator one time. Well, that's cool. I got a goldfish. Thought we were
right.
talking about stuff that didn't matter.
I when I was in the Marine Corps, I was an electronic. I worked on aviation electrical engineering type work, but I couldn't get in the damn thing and fly it. There's no
Yeah,
way. I mean, I did. Although I did get to fly a Cobra simulator, which is an attack helicopter, and the simulator in the military is the size of a warehouse. So when you get in that thing, the entire thing articulates with the three like or 180-degree screen. That's good times. If we could stream that, buddy. Woo.
Yeah, I've always I've seen people do VR streams, man, and they just look sweet. Like VR is just I've played some VR, and it's actually really intimidating because you kind of lose the sense that you're not in a game anymore. Like it kind of
Oh
makes
yeah,
it feel
yeah.
more real. So it's pretty impressive
I think Lejean
to get
just
in
asked a
those.
really great question. He said, "Ask him why people should follow and support Fatty B53. Who is Fatty B53?"
Well, I mean, why should you follow and support me? I mean, really, it's because you want to. I mean, at the end of the day, I could tell you all these cool reasons that I'm a great guy and all this stuff, but I don't believe in. I don't believe in telling people that I'm a great guy. I believe in letting my actions speak for themselves. So, I mean, if you tune into the content, you like it, great. If you don't, I understand. I mean, different strokes for different folks is the way that saying goes. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, who is Fatty B? I mean, I'm just your average 26-year-old guy, man. I sell Harley Davidson motorcycles. I absolutely love riding. It is an absolute passion of mine. You know, I am a veteran. I did 6 years in the Tennessee Army National Guard. That was a really fun experience. Met some of the best people I ever met in my life.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's as far as who is Fatty B, he's just your average person. I mean, there's nothing crazy special about me. I mean, you know, I'm just here for the ride, and riding out life like everybody else is.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So you're a U.S. soldier, a veteran, and you ride motorcycles, you play football, you're a Harley Davidson man. Fantastic. I'm actually ride motorcycles, but I've never had a Harley. Number one, I don't have that kind of money. I'm more of like a 90 something Kawasaki guy, like something I can afford. An 87 Honda Magna, V4 700, something.
Everybody says they can't afford a Harley, and then they come in and they're like, "Oh, I can't afford one of these," and then they do a credit app and they leave on a Harley. It's a myth that Harley Davidsons are crazy expensive. It is a true, honest to God myth.
So I don't know if you want to give this information, but you could tell people where you work and tell them to come see you for a Harley Davidson if you want.
Oh, by all means, I work at Harley Davidson of Columbia in Columbia, Tennessee. It's 931-540-0099. If you see something on our website, you like it, call me. We can ship that thing anywhere in the country.
That's right.
So,
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man,
so
a Harley Davidson from Fatty B. Come on, guys. All right. So tonight we're gonna give away a Harley. No, I'm just kidding.
all right, tonight Arthur Joe Holt is going to give away a Harley Davidson. That's what I heard.
No, no, no. I would definitely park it in my driveway first. Maybe the second one we'll give away, but I'll have to pick up the first one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't blame you there.
So Lejean is a passionate supporter of military and veterans, and we're actually going to be working together and do a military fundraiser here in a couple weeks. So he just asked, do you feel like being in the military shows a sense of community and loyalty within you, and how do you feel about the community on D Live? So that's kind of a two-part question.
Okay. To answer the first part of the question, absolutely. I mean, I met guys in the military, and it's funny. Things transcend. We have a lot of things going on in this country, and we won't get political here, but we have a lot of things going on in this country with racial issues and things like that. Man, some of my best friends were opposite races.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm the most redneck dude from the middle of Tennessee, and my best friend was a black dude from Mississippi, and me and him to this day are still, if I called him and said, "Dude, I'm here, I need $100," he'd send me $100. Like that's the kind of love that gets shown there. And there's no real good way to describe it other than you meet a bunch of guys that you never knew, and you end up being able to go and you would die for those guys. You would do anything in the world to make sure that those guys come back safe, even if it was at the cost of your own safety.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think it brings out that community and that loyalty. The loyalty between guys in the Army is second to none that I've ever found. And how do you feel about the community on D Live? Man, the community on D Live has been great, man. There's so many people popping in and out of streams, talking, saying, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing. Dropping donos, dropping lurks, trying to help folks. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's top notch, and that's kind of one of the things we're trying to build with Team Prodigy, man. It's just if you're looking for guys that are going to support you, and you're willing to support others, and you're looking for people to support you, and you're willing to push towards the goals that we have as a team, I mean, Team Prodigy is a perfect spot. I mean, that's the honest to God truth of the matter. I mean, that's one of the reasons I was so willing to be involved. I got guys like LeJohn and D Zerks, and they do anything in the world for me. So that's we all come together, we talk as directors, and we make decisions for the better of the entire team. We don't just think what's going to help LeJohn Brames, what's going to help Deezers, what's going to help Fatty B. It's hey, what can we do to get this guy uh to verified partner? What can we do to this guy to help him raise money for this thing that he wants, that this charity that means something to him? And that's probably my favorite thing, is that I've gotten to be a part of a community within a community that's really helped me care about this to the next level. I mean, I literally come home from work and the first thing I do is turn on my PC. I check our Discord. I get in with my guys, see which one of my esports guys are online. It gives me a responsibility, and there's work involved, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
it gives me something to do, and I enjoy doing it. So it's a labor of love.
What are you guys up to with the sports division with Prodigy?
So our esports division is a group of guys. Right now we're only on Xbox. We may be pushing out to PC, and right now Apex Legends is kind of the game.
Mm,
And I mean it's just what it is. In FPS, it is the hot button game right now.
sure.
The division twos moving up, but right now there's really no PvP other than the Dark Zone, and no real way to monitor it and monetize it to tournament standard.
Right.
But but basically, we compete in tournaments. Me and the other directors, we have a team PayPal. We put money from our personal PayPals into it. We fund tournaments, and then if we win a tournament, it's a 70-30 split. 70-30, 70 to the players, 30 to us directors because we funded it. And I mean, it's a good system. I've got some guys, Schism, Babuski, Metastop, El Culo. I've got some guys, and I mean, they're just top notch players. Like if you go watch them play on their own with randos, you're going to be impressed. But
Mm,
if you watch Schism and Babuski play together, they play together all the time. If you watch those two guys play together with one rando, you're going to be like, wow, these guys are good. And that's why we won the tournament the other night. I mean, they're dropping, as a team, we're dropping over 10 kills a game in a situation where it's the way it works is the odd man out format. So
mm,
one player from the opposing team comes to your team and plays with two of your guys, and then one player from your team goes and plays with the other two guys from the other team, so that you can verify scores and keep the game fair.
mm.
So your solo man is literally in a 1v3 situation the entire time. So if he gets 2 kills a game, he's more than done his job. And the other two have to keep the third guy from the other team from stealing kills, because that's all he's there to do, is just sit there and try and steal your kills.
Ah.
So it's a weird format, but our guys have really adapted well to it and are really solid players. So we're really hoping that takes off, and that we can get to where we love to get to where we're putting them on a plane and flying them out to a big tournament somewhere, and we're hanging out, and we look over and there's guys from NRG and things.
And then let's see, Lejean's he's just coming with these questions. I love it. King Rainmaker's in here. What's up, brother? King Rainmaker's another soldier. I don't know if you know that about him.
Yeah, I believe me and Rainmaker spoke a few times. Yeah, and
Nice,
I knew that he was a soldier, and I believe he rides a Harley. Yeah, he rides a Harley Davidson too. So
nice, nice.
he gets double thumbs up in my book.
Now, Lejean said, "Do you feel like you like to hang back or shine in the limelight? Because you seem to have a very strong personality."
Uh, I would say I would say I'm opinionated, but as far as do I need to be in the limelight, I'm probably the exact opposite. I'm the guy who would much rather help somebody else and put them out there and be like, look at this guy, look at this guy, look at this guy, as opposed to look at me, look at all the stuff I'm doing. I could care less about personal achievements, man. I've done a lot of cool stuff in my life, and
Mm-hmm.
I've done plenty to be proud about. I don't need to boast or brag or do anything else. I'd love to bring somebody else, who maybe hadn't had success, had a bad rap, and help them in any way that I can.
Sure, and I can definitely relate to that. I mean, like a lot of us who've been in the military and are now streaming, we have self confidence. I mean, we've done something that was quite difficult. We've endured whatever it was that we endured while we were in, and now we don't need to seek approval or acceptance. We're already in. We're already the cool kids, and I think it's guys like us, and of course a lot of the people in chat that we know personally. That confidence really helps the younger generation and the younger streamers because they don't have that self assuredness. They weren't taught that in society, and I really like how unique of an individual you are willing to be, and you own it and you sell it, and you're very confident, but also at the same time you can step away from that and say, guys, that's a persona. That's my streaming persona. I'm a real human being. I care about my people. You care about the country and the community. I mean, you're like you're almost the exact opposite of your all American persona that you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the thing. It's the yin and yang, man. I get to go out there and I get to act like I'm this big, big shot. Look at me, look at all the cool stuff I do, man. I'm the all American. But on the but at the end of the day, it's all in good fun to me. It's
Sure,
you know, the charity event that you were speaking of. That's actually that charity money is going towards a real life, actual physical charity event that I am hosting along with one of the county commissioners in my local county. We're both veterans. We're having a dinner, and that dinner we're going to try and bring out distinguished guests. We've got a World War II veteran who was there when they
nice.
liberated Dachau. Uh, we have got some really good folks coming out to that, and we're just using it to raise money for veterans in our county to establish an emergency fund. Veteran has a house fire.
Ooh,
Veteran loses his job, can't pay his light bill. Just to have that money there without all the red tape and bureaucracy around it that comes with that comes with government aid.
sure,
So
sure,
that's kind of where we're at, and I went to LeJohn with that, and he was more than willing to help me out, and I really appreciate all the exposure that you, LeJohn, Deezer, everybody's trying to get out for that. I mean, that
sure.
just means the world to me.
And
So
do we?
I
So
do want to say
it's
thank you for that.
absolutely. So it's March 24th right now, and you guys, we keep hearing that it's going to be in April. Have you locked down anything a little more specific?
It's going to be first week of April. I'm not sure if LeJohn's got a hard date for me yet. My event is actually on April 27th
Okay,
here in Tennessee.
okay.
So
So we still
I
have
know
some
we're going to
time
get it
to
early
work on
April.
that.
Yeah, we've got about a 2 week period of where we're going to nail down a date, and when we get that, we will push that out via Team Prodigy social media,
Okay,
and and I'll get with you on that, and if you want to put it out to let everybody know, uh, if you want to be a part of it, LeJohn is the man to coordinate through. He's the man for
sure,
Team Prodigy that does all of the coordinating of an event like that, of finding streamers who want to do a stream and be like, hey, all the proceeds from the stream go to this, because that's kind of how we do it. We pull in different streamers, multiple streamers, guys from our stream team, and then guys outside the stream team that care about the cause, that are trustworthy, and we believe wouldn't try and keep any of that money or anything. And
sure.
then all the lino goes to me. I cash it out, and then all that money will go directly to help pay for the event and some of our costs on it, like our caterer and our event venue and things like that.
Okay, and the way I'm going to help raise money for you guys is by talking about it and then sending people to your streams to donate. I'm not going to have them donate to me specifically.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, we like I say, any help whatsoever, I am super appreciative of, man. It's just something you know as a veteran yourself, man. There's nothing when you get out. There's no bigger feeling than wanting to still help those guys that are in and help the guys who came before you.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's just kind of a big thing that goes with it. So that's kind of where we're at as far as that goes.
Well, now I'm going to have Lejean Brames on again when he actually gets that nailed down. I'm going to have him on another Q&A, and we're going to get a little more specific details for him. We're still getting a little bit of
I see it.
lag on your
Yeah,
side,
I
but
can see it now.
I'm hearing the audio fine. Are you guys catching his audio okay, and it's just lagging the video? Just curious. Lejean was asking what's some advice that you would give somebody that's on the fence about starting streaming.
Uh, I mean, do it. It's something. It's very rewarding, and I mean, don't don't be discouraged on the front end. It takes a little. It takes time. It takes some. some work. Go to other streamers, support other people. If you really want to see your stream take off by leaps and bounds, go out and show support for other people. Show them that you're not just this guy who thinks everybody should do everything for you. Be willing to go out, put in the time, do the work to build your fan base and help other people. And then the follows, the views, all of that comes. It all comes. There's nothing, like I said, I got my start from a group of guys in the UK, a group of teenagers in the UK that were on spring break and had the whole week to watch me stream. And they
Nice.
created an Instagram fan page for Fatty B53, and they went all out.
That's so
And
awesome.
they did a lot of networking for me. I was lucky in that manner. I made Twitch affiliate strictly because those guys putting me out and pushing that.
That's awesome, man. That's what's so great about D Live. I mean, we keep talking about it today with every streamer I've had on, and it's that no matter how you got your start in streaming, and no matter how you ended up on D Live, people are coming to D Live and staying on D Live, even though there's these growing pains, right? Sometimes they're updating software, sometimes there's issues with Tidy Labs or D Live. It doesn't matter. The community, the friends, the sense of belonging that's available here is strong enough that we don't mind the growing pains. We're not
Yeah, and
we're not
I
going
totally
anywhere.
agree. Yeah, I totally agree. The people on D Live have been, D Live's the only place I've had somebody pop in and just say how much they love, how much they enjoyed my stream. It's the only time that I've had somebody come in that I've never seen that name before in my life, and they drop a dime and say, "Hey, man, just checking in. How's your day?" And they hang out for 10, 15 minutes. It's definitely got a smaller feel to it. It's not oversaturated with streamers and people who are too big. And Twitch, the biggest thing I notice is there's people on there and they have bots, and those bots will go out to your stream. And you see that name, and
Mm.
you're like, "Oh, this guy's watching my stream." And then you look, and he's got 4,000 followers, and he's currently streaming. And you're like, "There's no way this guy's watching my stream." So
Yeah, no,
I saw that a lot, and I got really tired of seeing fake bots hanging out in the stream.
sure. And I'm actually discouraging people on D Live from doing the lurks where they just open a bunch of tabs to give people extra views, because that's while that's statistically helping, it's not literally helping, right? You're not in there listening, interacting, having a conversation. And that's why we're here, to build that sense of community and friendship, right? Like you just said, you will be successful if you support other streamers, if you stream consistently, if you put out a quality program, whatever it is that you decide to do, cooking, art, gaming, chatting, just be a good dude or chick, whatever, be good people, be consistent with your message. You will be successful.
Yeah, 100%. I believe the lurks serve a purpose. I mean, because here's the thing: me, D Zerks, LeJohn, we're all streamers. We all stream at very similar times.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can't be in D Zerks' stream talking with D Zerks if he's playing Apex and I'm playing Sekiro. I
Right.
can't be in his stream talking with him, trying to play and entertain my chat at the same time. It's impossible. So the lurks serve a purpose as to, hey, if there's nothing, if you're going to be streaming and you can't do anything, I mean, the least you can do is leave that. It gets a view up. It pushes you farther up in the count, and
Mm,
it's more of a chance that some rando is going to hop in there and start a conversation, and there's you a new follower and a new friend. Uh, so I think
fair enough.
the lurk serves its purpose, but I think it's one of those things you have to. If you're not streaming yourself, don't lurk, man. Take time out of your day. Take 5 to 10 minutes and pop in and say, hey, how's your day? Communicate, interact with them. Because if here's the thing, if one person comes in and they see you interacting, they're more likely to interact. If one person pops in and you're lurking and there's no interaction going on, and the streamer's doing everything he can to get interaction, but nobody else is doing it, that guy might not be the guy that's going to hop in and do that. But if he sees 3 or 4 people in a chat communicating, he's more likely to throw out a "What's up, guys" or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, that's I think you're in the right ballpark on the lurking thing. It does help, but at the same time, it's not ideal.
Right. Like, just don't assume because you dropped a lurk, that's the best you can do. Is what I guess
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I actually really look forward to the time that I spend in other streamers' channels because then I don't have like my work hat on trying to run all the software and put out a quality, interaction or gaming content. I can just relax and chat and watch. So I really enjoy that time in other streamers' channels.
Yeah, I mean that's as a streamer, it always amazes me to watch big streamers, guys like Shroud, Doctor Disrespect, really, because uh, Doctor Disrespect somehow brings new content to the table every day, and people watch him for that entertainment, not the fact that he's really, really good at the game. Like he's good, don't get me wrong, but he's not top notch. Like Shroud is just an absolute monster at games. Doctor Disrespect is an absolute content genius, and he somehow manages to come up with new content and keep his fan base entertained every day throughout the week. So, I mean, I think that's what surprises me as a streamer is guys who are able to do that kind of stuff. Because that's really quality to be able to go out every day, bring new content that people enjoy and want to watch.
Nice. Well, Lejean, dude, Lejean, you just need to be in here for all my interviews. He comes up with great questions. He would like to know what time do you usually stream and what games if people are interested.
Uh, the big the big thing as far as what time do I stream? It's generally in the evening. I'm in the central time zone.
Okay.
I've got to get better about establishing a solid schedule. Thursdays are my off day, but that's also my day where I have to, if I've got a VA appointment or something like that, it's also the days I have to take care of that stuff.
Sure.
So I try to get at least 6 hours in on Thursdays. Thursdays are a 6 hour minimum day, and most of the time it's in the mid morning to afternoon on a Thursday. Sometimes I'll wait and stream from mid afternoon to late evening, but it's all about what I've got going that day. This past Thursday, I think I got 3 hours because I was covered up in VA appointments all day.
Mm,
Sundays are generally a day where I stream. I haven't today. I took some time to just to rest, man. Saturday was an absolute storm. It was just a storm at work. Beautiful weather here in Tennessee, 70 degrees, and just riders coming in left and right, bikes going out the door left and right. I mean, it was just a quick day. So I took today to recover.
nice.
But I'm going to get better about getting a solid stream schedule. But if you check in the late evenings, I'm generally probably either on or I'm taking the night off to watch LeJohn or D-Zerks and do some supporting of those guys.
Nice. Yeah, I was just living in Tennessee a couple months back in Big Sandy, about
Okay.
an hour outside of Nashville there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all right, so Lejean's coming with more questions. He wants to know, tell me one thing about Fatty B that people should know besides streaming in real life. That's a little bit of a confusing question, but maybe you
Yeah.
know what to
Look.
do with it.
Yeah. Well, John, if you could reword that question into something that formulates an English question that would I would
Yeah,
understand.
tell me. Wait, should know about besides streaming in real life. Maybe so. They're just that's what we did earlier, Lejean. I don't know. His name is Chase. He likes fishing. He likes football. He likes Harley Davidsons. His name. Like, what do you want to know? His name's Chase. You want to know his shoe size?
Something that is personal. Um, I once fist fought a horse and got in trouble with the police. That's personal.
You got in a fist fight with a horse? All right. I
I
mean,
won. I mean, I won the fight.
he said,
They just said they just said, hey, they just said, hey, you can't drink that much and then be around wildlife anymore. So I just took their advice and went on about my day.
"Oh my god! Oh, that's classic." Oh, but Mike Tyson tried to pay a zookeeper one time to box a gorilla.
Oh, dude, that gorilla, it'd have been a one hit quit. As long as you're faster than the gorilla, you might survive.
That's wild, man. That's wild. So there you go, Lejean. Hopefully that answered your question. You wanted
Chat
some.
top advice: don't fight zoo animals. There's my advice for this stream. If you don't remember anything I said the whole stream, don't fight zoo animals.
Now, you've led me to believe that maybe Fatty B53 All American would maybe try fighting a cow, maybe cow tipping.
Nah, man, Fatty B53 would not fight a cow because cows make milk, and what's more American than vitamin D milk?
Okay, okay, all right. So he's a patriot. He's a
Yeah,
hardcore patriot.
yeah. I might fight like a, I don't know, like a lemur or something small.
No way, man. They're fast. I wouldn't fight a lemur or a monkey. They'd be just run right up your back. You wouldn't even know.
It's possible, man. I don't know. I won three. The All American won three ultimate frisbee tournaments, so he's pretty athletic. He's an agile, athletic machine.
Is he a member of the Professional Disc Golf Associations of America?
He is not. He prefers to play ultimate frisbee. He just can't get behind disc golf. He doesn't understand the game.
Mm,
It's kind of like regular golf. He just can't. He can't understand what's
under,
so
understand.
important about hitting the ball really far.
Nothing. Nothing. I can answer that question. Nothing. But that's just how I feel about golf.
Another question from LeJohn Brains.
Yeah, he's full of them. There's so many. Um, oh, he wants to know why people should tune in to Q&As that I'm doing here on the stream.
Well, I mean, it's a really good way to connect with people on a personal level. I mean, this isn't a stream. This isn't me playing a game and attempting to interact with you while I play a game, and the game being the medium. This is me strictly coming to you with who I am.
Right.
So it's a much more interpersonal experience to see a streamer as a, hey, this is Fatty B53. This is Chase. This is the guy, behind the wig, behind the sunglasses, behind all of that. This is who he is as a person. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons is you get to meet a different side of a streamer that you don't see in the stream all that often.
Right. And this, somebody said it perfectly earlier. This is basically a live podcast, what we're doing here. So you don't have to even be watching the screen. You could just have this on, be milling about your house, listening, and you would learn just as much about the person as if you sat down and watched it. Because we're not doing tricks for you guys like we normally would, right? We were playing games or cooking or whatever, making art. Like, this is just us chatting. So Lejean was wanting to know, is there somewhere I can go to see all the Q&As? Well, currently, no. But I do want to work with DLive and see if there's a way we can host them. I'm having trouble uploading videos on DLive for some reason. I haven't been able to get a single video, regardless of length, to upload and allow me to do it that way. So I may actually put a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, Author Joe Holt. I may actually start a separate playlist and just start putting these Q&As up there, because we don't do any sort of copyright content, music, anything like that. And I like that idea. That way we can create a library for streamers to go and get to know each other. I really like that idea.
Yeah, that'd be a solid idea. I agree.
Nice. Well, I definitely don't want to have to take up too much of your time tonight. We're already an hour in, and when these conversations started, they were 30 minutes. Today, we did one that was all the way up to 2 hours long.
I am getting really bad lag, Joe. Your audio cut there for a second.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, guys. We're definitely gonna keep working on all the hardware. I've got brand new equipment, but it may not be enough for what we're doing. So I'm definitely gonna look at that and go talk to some hardware people about it.
I would say what you're doing is probably, I would say, just judging on the conversation we had earlier, it's probably not your equipment. It's probably more of Discord and DLive. Discord has its issues too. Like I said, I ran into some issues a few weeks ago where me and Dzerks and we couldn't even talk on a voice line without any video. So
I might actually see if I can find another third-party program to host the guest cameras and audio, just to see.
Maybe something like GoToMeeting. You may be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I couldn't remember the name of that earlier. It was in the back of my head. I'm going to check that out. Because Discord obviously is ideal because it's very intricately linked with DLive and streaming.
Yeah.
And it's convenient. It's free, right? It's easy to do. But if there was a paid service that would guarantee us a better connection, I would definitely pay for that,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I just want to say thanks, Chase, for coming out. And I thank you for coming out as Chase, right?
Chase, you got me.
Being able to set aside your streaming persona for the time being and have this conversation because, like I said, I haven't caught you streaming. But now that I know Chase, I would do it in a heartbeat. And whatever you threw at me on the stream, I would laugh my ass off because I know you're a solid dude with a great heart, and this is your alter ego and persona that you like to play out, and that's awesome.
Yeah, man, and like I say, I appreciate the kind words there, but yeah, it's all an alter ego. Anybody that pops in, uh, please don't feel like I'm picking at you. Like I never do that. If Dzerks hops in my stream and he already knows that he's just going to get it. Uh, you know,
Both barrels.
you know, it's gonna be rough. Dzerks gets it harder than anybody. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I got the pleasure of interviewing Dylan this morning, Dzerks, and another just solid stand up guy, so smooth. We got to chat with him today. Aaron, which I got to look at his handle, ABF4 TV fan page, AB. Thank you guys, all four of you, for coming on today. You've been absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to support you with your military fundraiser you got coming up next month, Fatty B. If anybody, matter of fact, I'm gonna just throw your name in here again. Let's see if I can get it right. Fatty B53. Yes.
hey, there it
Dave
is.
Brandage and everything. Guys, if you don't know Fatty yet, follow him. He's good people. Lejean, King Rainmaker, Dzerks. Go up the chat, guys. Every one of these people is solid, incredible human beings. They're all super supportive of each other. We've got multiple. Thanks for those ice creams, Fatty. We've got multiple teams in here. We got D-Live Legends. We've got Prodigy. We had Streamers Connected stopping by. We've had D-Live Guardians dropping by. Man, Fatty Island. All right, buddy. Calm down.
Well, Dzerks was beating me on the contributors for this stream, and I just wasn't having it.
Okay. Oh, I see. You wanted to take over top contributor. I see. All right. Well, the gauntlet's been thrown, Dylan. Nice try, but no, I don't. You guys weren't in here earlier. Now, I don't expect this. Okay, I'm just tattling on him because I want to show you what an incredible person Chase is. He's dropped 3 Ninja Guineas on me today. 3. I've only gotten 2, period, in 24 days streaming. Okay, and he showed up and dropped 3 today alone. And he and I just really met. We really just started talking recently. And like I said, I haven't even got to catch one of his live streams yet. But I'm really appreciative of your service to this country. I genuinely appreciate who you are as a human being right now in this moment. And I can't wait to get to know the all-American version.
Yeah, man, it means a lot, and I only got a Toyota from Fat Bill.
I saw that.
That's funny. That's top notch. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
But guys, if you guys have not checked out any of author Joe Holt's books, man, I happen to win a free one, and I plan on checking out a lot of his works, man. I've already made it through 17 chapters in the first day. I'm almost through the book.
Wow.
It's really, I mean, the guy's content, it really kind of helps you connect and see author Joe Holt in a new light and kind of get some of the things that shaped him, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Check out his literature. Do it for sure.
They're definitely, guys. I'm honest in my books. That's just like I'm honest here, because we all have struggles. We all have challenges in life, and if we're trying to put on this Instagram view of reality for everybody, we're going to be sad, depressed, lonely, suicidal, all of these things that are negative, right? You have to reach out. You have to engage with your audience. And when you do, you find people like Chase, like Aaron, like all these guys that we've met in the last couple of weeks on these Q&As. And like I've already told Chase, dude, and I'm going to tell you right now live, you are always welcome in my home. I can't wait to hang out with you and drink a couple beers, man. You know, I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, man. And like I say, I really hope I can work something towards the end of summer and get out there. Because it sounds like where you live is probably beautiful, and I could probably use that kind of break from the world too. So
it is. It's beautiful. I was living in Tennessee, and now I'm living here, so I can definitely speak to the specifics. You know, it's it's a national park. I live in a national park on a lake. It is beautiful. It is peaceful, and it allowed me to find, like, you know, we've talked, and a number of us in this chat have talked about, people have post traumatic stress disorder, they have depression, they have all these issues in their life, and the way you that's because you're living in your past, you're consumed by these things that have happened to you, when you don't realize your present is amazing. You're surrounded by people that love you. You're right, you're not in danger, you're living an ideal reality. You just forgot, or you're not present in the moment enough to know that that's what's happening. So us reaching out like this, having these sort of genuine interactions with each other, is going to improve both of our lives in a meaningful fashion. And hopefully, the reason we're streaming it is because hopefully we can also spread that love to other people who maybe aren't as confident about reaching out.
Yeah. And I mean, I would love to, maybe someday down the road for us to do a stream, and that'd be something that we talk about is the, living in the moment and PTSD, the way it affects people, and ways to cope and get around that. I mean, that's something that's really close to me. I've lost friends to it. I've lost friends to suicide connected to their post traumatic, and it's an absolute horrible thing that I don't feel like anybody should have to go through. So if there's anything that we could do to possibly help people in that aspect, I would be more than willing to donate whatever I could to that.
Absolutely. And I like I said, I want to have Lejean on the beginning of April, and we're going to get into the fundraiser that you're doing. We're going to help support you on that. But I think that would be a good time too to also bring up the PTSD awareness. And like this tattoo that I have on my forearm, it says, "I've got your six." It's semicolon IGY6. Look at that. Do you see that, guys? That's love right there. That's real. Okay, that is, anybody sees me at any. This is a first responder tattoo, guys. If you don't know, it's, firemen, policemen, military, anybody that will rush to the scene to help in a dramatic incident, right? That is, that's one of the kids. Nice, man. No, don't even worry about it. We let kids, cats, everybody. These Q&As, whatever happens, man. Right, Lejean? Dude, I didn't know this guy had the same tattoo. I had no idea, but that just proves to you guys, this isn't just something we're saying to garner views or anything like that, followers. This is real talk. Real people connecting and helping each other get through life. Period. With no
100%.
bullshit, no pretense, right? Like when you catch Fatty B on his stream, he's playing around, he's having a good time, he has this persona. But if you contact Chase, you're gonna get a real human being who loves and helps, right? And so I would have never known that had I dropped into your stream and we didn't have this conversation, right? Like,
Yeah.
generally speaking, I mean, like, I would know that because I know all these other guys and they all keep telling me how amazing you are. And honestly, that's why you're here. I've been out searching for people on my own and found them, and seeing you in the chats, and then they're like, dude, they wanted to see it, right? They knew you were this guy. They also knew your persona for streaming was different, and they wanted to make sure people knew that you're a genuinely great dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've got good when it comes to D Live, and when it comes to the streaming community in general. I've got some good folks that I've managed to make some really really good friends, and people that I plan to visit, people I plan to meet in real life and have a beer with, man, because that's I mean, I'm the kind of dude. I'm nothing thrills me more than to meet new people and drink a beer with them. So yeah, I
Nice.
definitely plan to get out and try to do that within the next year to 2 years. I plan to try and meet LeJohn, Deserts, you, and a few other guys that I've met through all this. So you
Well, I
know,
don't know if you
it'll
guys
be a
know
big
this,
work.
but I live on Lake Hamilton in Arkansas, and it is a party lake come spring and summer. People, it's known for that. So you guys want to come down here and crash at my house, have a barbecue and a D Live meetup. I'm down.
You hear that, Lil John? I mean, I'm just saying, man. You know,
Yep.
it's an idea.
You guys, all of you guys are welcome to come down. King, Lejean, Zerx, Fatty, like there's dude, that's it's so crazy to me. I've moved 36 times since 2011 being a travel writer and a cultural anthropologist, right? I move around, I meet people, I write their stories, and it's basically a way to record the past in the present. That way, in the future, you're getting an accurate representation of the past, right? Because it's
Yeah.
recorded in real time. The amazing thing about D Live, it's allowed me to stop moving, take care of my physical form, because like I said, I've had like 15 surgeries in the last year and a half or something, less than 2 years. And it's been nice to stop for a minute, get my health back, but at the same time, I can travel around the world on a daily basis by streaming on D Live.
Yeah, man. And I've got one question. We're kind of wrapping it up, and now we're open back up. So I've got a question for you because you do all the Q&As, you ask all the questions. Nobody really gets to ask Joe Holt a question, so I'm going to
All
while I'm
right,
here.
let's do it. What do you got?
Uh, how long did it take you to be able to find the self perspective to write a book about all the events that shaped you? I mean,
Oh,
it's got to take a it takes a lot to be able to step out and take an honest, open view of an event and say this is how it went, this is how it happened as I remember it and as I see it.
well, I can tell you that there's a very short answer 10 years. It took me 10 years of actually trying to write a book, then having to completely scrap that because I was trying to write about, I mean, I was, beaten as a child. I was raped in a forced child labor camp. I've been adopted and disowned twice. I had some really good times as a child. I had some really terrifying times. And I thought I would, my my story could help a lot of people because anything that you think could happen, not anything, but a lot of the bad things that you think could happen to a human being, I've endured, and yet I'm a kind, helpful, loving person, right? You can go two ways with that. You could become bitter at the world, angry, resentful, lash out, or you can become kinder and more helpful, more introspective, right? So I went that dark route. I got out of the military with the traumatic brain injury. I got divorced. I was struggling. I was with my health, and I got dark. It got really dark, and it took a friend, Chad Johnson, a damn good friend of mine that I worked with in San Diego. He moved to Hawaii, and he said, "Yeah, I was suicidal actually at the time because of the medication that the VA had me on, and which I didn't know, but now I know." And he said, "Just come to Hawaii, come relax, come, came. Hey, it's best of the worst. What's up, brother?" He just said, "Hey, come to Hawaii and try to chill out, try to relax." Well, I did that. I went and spent 3 months on Maui, and it was going great. It was going really well, and I had a young child. Well, at that point, two young children in San Diego. So I moved back to San Diego to be a father, to be a better father. And 2 weeks later, I got run over on my motorcycle at a red light in a hit and run. And that took me 5, 6 years to walk right again and talk right again and polytrauma hospitals. And, it's just, it was this whole crazy thing. And I thought, all right, when did I feel right? When did I feel like I had my life kind of together? And that was Hawaii. So over the last 10 years, I had been trying to write about my childhood, about my life in a way that was helpful to other people. And I was still in a place where I was just writing the pain, right? The pain and the anger and the resentment with no life lessons wrapped up because I hadn't learned any. And it took me going to Hawaii and getting quiet in 2011 is when I headed that way to go, you know what? My past doesn't define who I am right now. Who I am right now defines who I am right now. And I had a really, really great piece of advice from these elderly gentlemen that I was renting a house from when I first got to Hawaii. And they were all in their like 60s, 70s, 80s. This whole group of friends that I ended up meeting. And the one gentleman said, "Our friends don't like to come hang out at the house when you're here because you tell scary stories." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, every story you tell is about something bad that happened in the military, or something bad that happened to you when you were a kid, or you just have all these scary stories." And I said, that's all I remember. That's all I have. Those are the stories I have." And he said to me, "Make new stories." Like like it was the easiest thing in the world to do. And I said, "Well, I don't know how." And he said, "Get up in the morning and go make a story. Go have an adventure. Go like watch the sunrise. Go pet a puppy. Like go eat a piece of cake. Like go make better stories a day at a time. There's not some huge answer. There isn't some fix all. It's a day at a time. You get up every day. You make the best of your moments, your best of these interpersonal relationships and the people that you meet, and you will accumulate a lifetime of good stories and really close friends." And it was that one thing, go make new stories, that just started me on that writing Aloha Joe in Hawaii, which was like a daily kind of journal of like, hey, this is what happens today. Let's just see what the result is, right? No judgment, no plans, just let's just take it a day at a time. And after a year of that, I was able to then go into the rougher parts of my past and start trying to share those stories in an effort to, so people didn't see the Instagram version of my life, right? Like, oh, Aloha Joe in Hawaii, he's doing great. He's tanned, he's tattooed. Yeah, but, you know? So I wanted to be able to encourage other people. Like, if you've been raped, if you've been beaten, if you've been in a bad relationship, if you lost your family, if, you know, anything, like there's somebody else that's been through that. And there's somebody else that's conquered it and is crushing life right now, that is absolutely rocking it and loving it. And it's not a mystery. How? It's a daily effort to make the most of your moments.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that was kind of the thing is I and that's what I figured out this morning when I was talking with you. You have got and have learned a lot of the tools to help recover from those difficult times, and that's something that I'm currently going through. I'm trying to work my way away from being that angry person, that person who
Mm.
has all this stuff built up from his past, and he's letting it affect him in the present. And talking to you this morning, I see that you've learned a lot of those tools, and that's something that I'm in the process of adding those tools to my repertoire and trying to get better about it myself because I understand, you know, how difficult that can be to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, that's I mean that's one of the big things to me is that's one of the reasons you know, I plan to support you as much as I can because I see that you've gone through a full life. You've had a lot of things that have happened, and you haven't let it stop you. You've managed to find a way to overcome it and be and still be the kind of person that the world needs.
Well, I mean that's beautiful to hear you say, just because, you know, we don't really know as humans how we're doing necessarily, right? Like we do the best we can, but you're just kind of hoping it's working. So it is, that's that encouragement, like you said, somebody dropping by your stream to encourage you and say, you know, I love what you're doing. This is great. Those kind words matter, guys. I mean, like you guys being here in the chat cheering us on for this conversation, it matters. We appreciate it. We notice.
100%.
Yeah, so there, like I was saying to you, grounding. One word, grounding. If you guys look that up, you have to be present in your moment. That's the only way to take control of your life, no matter what's happening to you, no matter why it's happening to you. Be present in your moment and try to make the best of that moment you can. And if it's a tough moment, that's okay, because in a moment you'll have another moment. Like nothing lasts forever. And your life, your reality is going to be a summation of where you put your thoughts, your time, your words, and your energy. So
Yeah, and
anytime you're thinking negative, try to change your thoughts to positive. Anytime you speak a negative word, hear it and go, whoa, 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 that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. And try to change it to a positive. If you're surrounded by negative people, step away. You can't change people. You can only change yourself. So
exactly.
surround yourself with the kind of people that have the kind of energy that you want to have, and then work on your moments. You're gonna come along. That's just how it works.
Yeah, and I really like that you touched on grounding. When we were speaking about that earlier, I it kind of struck a nerve with me. I understood it because I was, just this past Thursday, like I said, I was covered up in VA appointments. I was, and one of those was with was my first appointment with my new mental health doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and she started asking me, and she was reading from my file and reading some things, and she got to the part that is my post traumatic event, and she started talking about it, and I just and I remember looking down, and it's like I was right back there. Like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
remember. I couldn't. Everything around me just went away,
Yeah.
and I was back in that moment.
Well,
And finding a way to escape things like that is something that I want to have, because I don't want to have that every time somebody brings up that event. I don't want that to be me. I don't want to be that guy that you see that has that flashback. I mean, we've all seen
sure, sure.
those people. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, and so what I've learned about that in my years working with veterans is, if you have one specific incident that caused your PTSD, you need to look into something called prolonged exposure therapy. And what that means is, you have a psychologist or psychiatrist, a trained professional, take you back through that incident repeatedly in a controlled manner to help desensitize you to that memory. However, if you are stuck in that memory and you're not with the professional, what you have to do is bring yourself back to that moment. And so for me, I carried a step counter on my belt that was bright red, because the red color always caught my attention. And as soon as I would feel like pressure in my chest, or feel like the top of my head was coming off, which are these kind of feelings I would get before I would dissociate and leave my body, leave the moment, I would grab that red thing off my belt and look at it and pinch my finger with it and go, "You're okay. You're here. It's 2019. You're fine. You're in Tennessee. You got your truck. You're going fishing." Like, you know what I mean? You basically have to bring yourself to the present moment, and that you'll learn the physical symptoms in your body when you're starting to check out, and you'll know okay, I need to do something right now to make sure that I don't go off down that rabbit hole again. And it gets,
Yeah,
by the way, friend, it gets way, way, way easier. Like, I had one nightmare that woke me up crying like 2 years, 3 years ago. I don't even remember now. It's been like a number of years. And before that, it was years, right? So it's like, it's just not a part of me anymore. I just don't need it anymore, right? So I let it go.
yeah, and I mean that's the thing, is not feeding it anymore, and it's the fresher you are to your time in the military. In my opinion, the closer you are to that,
Sure, of
the
course.
the more conditioned you are to be that way. The military teaches you to expect the worst. That's what they want you to be ready for the worst. So you're always thinking about the worst. You're waiting for the worst to be reality. So it's hard to get yourself away from thinking the worst, because that's what you got so used to doing. And
Right,
it's a process every day to understand that, hey, if there's not going to be this happen today, this is not a realistic event that will happen today.
right, right.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah, and it's funny. Best of the worst is in here chatting with us. It's obviously you said worst about 5 times in that last conversation, talking about something that's bad. But now, because I know best of the worst, when I hear
Or
worst,
bratwurst.
dude, when I hear worst now, I think of him and I start smiling and laughing. Right? We had the worst Netflix and chill ever for St. Patty's Day, is what we called it. And we drank a bottle of Jameson each and watched Boondock Saints, and basically fell apart live on stream somewhere between the second and third hour. It wasn't even a show anymore.
That's funny.
It was the worst.
Yeah, I've got to do a drinking stream at some point. I'm pretty funny when I'm drinking. So
Oh man, not me, buddy, not me. I'm done. I get one drinking stream a year, and we've done it. Catch me next St. Patty's Day.
once a year, Arthur Joe Holt does a drinking stream, and it's
Oh
on St.
man,
Patty's Day.
I did some professional drinking in the military and just after, and this St. Patty's Day reminded me why I don't want to act like that anymore.
Yeah, I was on that team too, and let's just say we were really good. I think we were undefeated.
Well, dude, again, Chase, it's this Fatty B53 we've been talking to today. If you guys missed the beginning of the stream, definitely jump in the replays after we're done here. There's 4 streamer interviews in my replays just from today alone. So if you want to get to know these guys and girls, I'm trying to have it's open invitation to any active streamer on D Live. We're obviously trying to highlight some people right here at the beginning of these fireside chat sessions that we're doing. People that I know and have met already that said that, or that I will vouch for, basically, and say these are incredible people. Get them in your life. Your life will be better for it. So, damn, there's a big ass thunderstorm just showed up at my house. I thought somebody was breaking in.
I legit thought that Discord was messing up and that your audio is
No, dude,
putting out big booms.
That's thunder right outside the window over the lake.
That's nuts.
All right, we're gonna wrap this
we're getting
up.
tomorrow.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll be your way here, but in a day or so.
Yeah, hooray us.
So what's great, like today, what we got to do with Chase is you would never have gotten to meet him like this in his stream, right? We're humanizing streamers. You guys feel free to ask any question you want. We may or may not answer it, but probably, right? So 2 things I always like to end with. Number 1, if you buy Lino and you buy Lino on your phone, you're getting 2,000 less Lino for max purchase price than you would if you bought it on the computer. 2,000 less. Because it costs money to offer Lino on the cell phone app. Nobody's trying to screw you over. It's just the way it works. So if you guys are buying Lino on the phone at max price, you're paying $3 more. You're paying $99, and you're getting 2,000 less Lino than you would if you bought it on the computer. What's up, Gotcha 6? Hey, show them the ink. We got to show them the ink, Chase. Look at that, buddy. Gotcha 6. We're with you, friendo. The second thing, Axie's here too. Finally, Axie. Aloha, lady friend. Long time no see. Thanks for dropping in. The second thing that we always like to tell people to share about Lino is if you go to your favorite streamer's stream and they are not live and you want to donate to them, you can go to any replay and you can donate on those replays. So if you're watching a Q&A with me and your favorite streamer's live with me, obviously they can't be streaming because we have to use their camera for my OBS overlay. You can still go to their replays and donate to them in real time. So just keep that in mind, guys. We're just trying to spread these little tips and tricks since viewers can also invest in DLive along with streamers. So again, Chase, thank you very much for being here. We're going to have you and Lejean back on the beginning of April We're going to talk about your military veterans fundraiser that we're doing, and we're going to nail down the dates. Any Lino donated during that time is going to go directly to Chase, and he's going to get it directly to his community veterans that need it in fires, anything that life throws at them. Basically, we're going to be able to help. So, and that's just one of the fundraisers. We just did one for a animal shelter, right, to help rescue dogs, to support one of LeJean Brames's other streaming friends. I mean, this is a community. This is a family, right? We're not nameless, faceless streamers. We are real people with real lives, and we love each other and we support each other in real, meaningful ways. And I encourage you guys to do the same that are out there watching. So, again, thank you very much, all of the people in chat. Thank you, Chase. I truly appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to catch the All-American stream, brother. Fatty B53 All-American.
I super appreciate it, man. Glad for the opportunity to come out and be able to do this, man. I really appreciate it. Keep these going. I will pop in as much as I can and support these all the way. I love these Q&A sessions. It's really good to meet guys. It's really, really good to meet streamers outside of the stream.
Well, I'm going to try to keep them to Sundays just for continuity and people, that way people know when to watch them. So Sunday, Fireside Chats with author Joe Holt and special guests. I'm going to try to do at least 2 per Sunday. Like today we did 4 just because we were able to get these people on. So I'll be streaming a little bit tonight, a little bit of American Truck Sim. Fatty, are you streaming tonight or tomorrow?
Probably be tomorrow evening. It's already 10 o'clock here, and I gotta meet somebody early to sell a motorcycle in the morning. So
okay, yep, you're working, man. I get it. So thanks again for stopping in, guys. Thank you very much, Chase. I will see you again very, very soon, my friend.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate it, brother.
Aloha, friends. We'll catch you next time.